We'd like you to meet Walter Bentson tonight. He's a baseball umpire in New England, has been for 15 years, calling balls and strikes in control. But for 7 years now, a merciless disease has been bearing down on him. Before it gets too far, Walter is pulling on his umpire's mask one more time to make a difference. Allie Donnelly has his story.
You want to go for a walk?
Walking copper gets harder and harder for Walter Bentson. The 52-year-old was diagnosed with primary lateral sclerosis, or PLS, 7 years ago, and it's slowly been taking its toll.
You start to lose your motor skills. My gait gets maybe an inch or two shorter, and you start to stumble and trip. I hope I'm understood because my speech is slurring now.
PLS is a rare neurological disorder akin to ALS, Lou Gehrig's disease. The diagnosis was a shock for Bentson and his wife Mary. There is no cure, and Bentson will get worse over time, eventually needing a wheelchair.
It's hard to see anyone you love in pain, and I think that's probably been the hardest thing, to see him kind of go through the discomfort.
A lot of why me, or what did I do? But I'm getting over most of that.
Bentson, who lives in the Jamaica Plain neighborhood of Boston, works security at the Museum of Fine Arts School. He works 8 to 4 now, but he used to work the overnight shift, so he could use daylight hours for his true passion.
You've heard of golf widows? I'm a baseball widow.
Bentson has been an umpire for 15 years. Head of the city's Park League, he's on 3,000 games, from amateur leagues to the prestigious Cape Cod League.
You know, I kind of felt the world kind of crumbling, but I told myself if I could get back on the field, maybe mentally it would do me good.
That said, he doesn't want his disease to compromise the integrity of the game. He knew it was time to quit when he was umping a game last year and saw players barreling at him from all sides.
And rather than really concentrating on the play at the plate, which I somehow did and fortunately made the correct call, I was worried I was going to end up in the 5th row of the stands because I was too slow to move.
The thought of leaving baseball gnaws at Bentson, but he knows he must. So this weekend, he'll don his cap one last time for the game of his life.
It's called a baseball spectacular. Players volunteer to pitch, hit, and run for 100 innings non-stop to raise money for Curt Schilling for ALS. And of course, they'll need enough.
I've been telling people if the weather's bad and it's cold, they better be swinging at every pitch. But I could do a 100-inning game in about 3 hours if I have to.
While the players will rotate in and out, Bentson hopes to call the shots for all 100 innings, likely 34 hours straight.
I've played all 100 innings before. I know how tough that is, being a young guy in full health, so I can't imagine, what kind of mental fortitude it takes to go through what he's going through.
He doesn't give up. Even in low moments, he usually manages to find a way.
Bentson is earmarking his fundraising for a scholarship fund for the families left behind by ALS. He's lost several friends to the debilitating disease, including one with young children.
Their kids are 10 and 13, and you gotta do something to get to school and other people like them as well.
Bentson has raised about $10,000 for the ALS Foundation so far in dribs and drabs. Despite his sometimes shaking legs or off-kilter balance, he's determined to hang in the entire game to raise more.
For all the people who are supporting the cause, I don't want to let them down.
I asked Bentson why he chose umpiring over playing. He said it was because he couldn't hit a curveball. I tend to disagree. In Boston, with videographer Eric Anderson, Allie Donnelly, NECN.
And here's the extra innings, Walter. The 100 innings baseball spectacular starts Saturday morning, 9 a.m. and ends, well, who knows? If you'd like to find out more, head to Fit and Field at Holy Cross College in Worcester. If you can't make the game but would like to help Benson's scholarship fund, log on to 100innings.com.
Well, the comments really, Dr. State, they may